All right, so I'm here looking at changing the wheel bearings, um, but turns out my wheel bearings might be good, and because when I took the hub cover or whatever that thing's called off, I noticed that I don't have like a lock washer or whatever those things are called, where the cotter pin goes through and keeps the spindle nut from coming off. And no wonder there was so much play. This thing wasn't seated all the way, and I'm really surprised and thankful that I didn't like this. Just didn't come off, and I wasn't in an accident. I guess the brakes sort of held it in place, kept it from falling off completely. So yeah, thank God for that, man. And I know this looks really bad because how could you forget to put that on, right? But yeah, I don't know. I must have had a brain fart. I did this a while ago. Maybe when my original wheel bearings were destroyed and I replaced them, maybe that lock washer thing was destroyed also. So when I took it apart, it wasn't there. So kind of like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Like I didn't see it there. So I just sort of didn't put it back, or I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But I promise, guys, I'm not as bad of a mechanic as it appears to be. Actually, maybe I am. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. So, but I'm gonna go. I did. Thankfully, one of the auto shops around here, the auto parts store, has one of these kits available. They're like $10, so that's kind of a bummer because I just need the washer and the cotter pin. I'm really surprised I didn't put that back. That's not like me. But yeah, I'm gonna maybe it's about 10 miles away, so I'm just gonna kind of limp it there. Hopefully the brakes will keep the disc. I mean, it's been probably like a few thousand miles like that. So I figure it's been, I've made it a few thousand miles. I can make it 10 more. Even though I'm super sketched out because I'm pretty sure this will fall off if if I turn too fast or something. Good thing I've been driving slow these days. Maybe that's why my suspension went out for a while, for me to drive slow. It's, something kind of looking after me, from on high. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go ahead and I probably won't film that, but I'm gonna go to the store and fix that. All right, guys. Oh man, I just got the lock washer whatever thing on there with the cotter pin. And thinking about it, I remember on the freeway I once heard like a thin piece of metal kind of go flying. Like I heard like a ting 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 kind of noise. And I do remember the cover, the hub nut cover. I don't know what that thing's called, but the metal, like the round thing that goes on that covers up the nut. One time it was off, and it was like rolling around inside the plastic, hub cover, whatever you want to call it, one day. And I was thinking, like, why did that come off? That's really weird. And I didn't think to look at the actual spindle to see if anything else had come off, but maybe the cotter pin broke, and because it was an old cotter pin. I just kept reusing the same one when I didn't change the cotter pin out when I changed the wheel bearings last time, which I probably should have. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, it was raining. It started raining right when I when I got the washer thing off. So I actually didn't change the wheel bearings. I have a suspicion that they're actually good, that they're not bad. But since it started raining, I didn't really have a chance to change the wheel bearings anyway. Maybe the inner ones are bad. The outer ones look fine. I inspected them. The inner ones I sort of touched and sort of moved, and they seemed okay. I don't know. I couldn't really see in there because I didn't have a chance to take out the retaining. What is that called? I don't know what those things are called. The plastic thing that holds it in. But I mean, it just started raining, so I had no choice. So I'm basically gonna just maybe drive around for a while. It's supposed to rain this whole weekend, so that'll give me a chance to maybe test it on the freeway, see if it starts moaning at 50 again. And if it's moaning, then I know that the wheel bearings are bad. But I have a feeling that they're okay, and the moaning was actually coming from the rotor rubbing up against the brake pad, because the brake pad was the only thing holding that rotor in. So without that brake pad, the wheel would have just completely just rolled off or fell off. So good thing I caught that, and put a lock washer thing on there with the cotter pin, so that the nut doesn't, you know, come out, because it was just like really loose, about to fall off. So yeah, I'm gonna, you know, go get a hot shower and continue tomorrow working on stuff. My engine's sounding really weird right now. I don't know why. It's like not idling well. But anyway, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so yeah, fixing the van in the rain. Oh man, I got drenched. But I was able to get the lock washer thing on with the cotter pin, and that sort of fixed everything right up. There's no more moaning on the wheel, so that's great at high speed. So I probably have to readjust it, because I think the brake caliper or the brake pad might have pushed out a little bit, so the rotor is probably not seated like all the way in on the spindle. So I'm gonna have to, you know, take care of that at some point. But for now, it's working, so, you know, whatever, it's fine. I didn't show you guys this because it was late and it was raining, and I just wanted to get it done because I was pretty miserable. But look, I can cook food now. Look at that. It's a little kitchen unit. Sorry it's dark in here. There's just a bunch of junk down there right now. This is super rough. I also need to sort of, what was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, I got my water here. I need to fill it up. It's kind of empty now. I've been using it a little bit. I used it a little bit today. And this is my sink. It's connected down here to the drain, and it goes down to these 1 gallon water bottles for the stealth purposes, you know. So then I can it just looks like I'll show you maybe better during the day, but it just looks like a water bottle that you drink out of at the gym. So I can just go take that into the gym and empty it out, and I don't think anyone would say anything. And it's just like wastewater, like dishwater and stuff, so it's not a big deal. But I got the rice cooker here. I got this electric hot pot thingy that doubles as a griddle, and it's the Maiden Voyage. It's, you know, popping the cherry. I'm cooking a New York steak, and it looks like it's doing quite well. So I'm pretty happy about that. I got the salad going right here, you know, with the fridge. I mean, this thing fits a ton of food. Yeah, sorry that it's so dark, but yeah, I'm gonna eat this, and maybe I'll continue during the day so you guys can actually see what's going on in here. Oh yeah, check that out, guys. That's a New York strip steak and the salad. Gotta put some dressing on there, but that is my first meal cooked in the van. Check out this color, guys. Look at that color. Just a little hint of pink. If it'll focus. Look at that. Oh man, this thing is pretty good. It's a Zoji Rushi E10C or something. It's a 10-inch model. It's made for hot pot. But yeah, I'm glad I made this decision to get this thing instead of dealing with like a burner and pots and pans and all this kind of, you know, like a bunch of unnecessary stuff. Like, this is an all-in-one package, man. Let's see if we can get some light on it. But yeah, you know, I can probably just wipe this up and not even have to wash it. We'll just wipe all the oil out of there and be good to go. But you can make soups in this. You can boil water. It runs off of electricity. It's 1350 watts. So it takes quite a bit, but I mean, cooking only really takes like 20 minutes max. If you're taking longer than 20 minutes to cook something, then you're probably doing it wrong. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a soup or some shit. I just wanted to show you how the meat's cooked. Oh man, it's so delicious. Alright. So here it is during the daytime. Sorry, it's a little bit messy right now. Van life isn't all super clean and neat and beautiful looking all the time. you know, it just is what it is. But yeah, anyway, this kitchen unit has been working quite well. This thing, actually, I got some water while I was like washing stuff. It's not sealed up on top, so the water pump in here, water got inside and I think kind of fried the circuit board a little bit. It still works, but not very well. So I just put this piece of plastic up here for now. This thing was only like 12 bucks, so I ordered another one on Amazon, just to replace it, and maybe I'll take this apart and use it for something else. I don't know. It works okay, so, but I'd rather have one that works really well, just so I can control the flow of water better. And I bought some silicone to seal the space around so water doesn't get in anymore, so the new one should be fine. And here's a little funnel to just help fill it so I don't have to take the cap off every time and spill water everywhere. But yeah, I will say that even with this massive sink, and like I can remove this part right here, it's still not a whole lot of space to wash dishes and stuff. I don't know how other people do it with these tiny like salad bowls that they turn into sinks. You could really only like brush your teeth and something like that. Washing actual, I don't even have dishes. I have like these to-go containers that I got from just ordering food to go, and I saved them because the containers were pretty nice, like sturdy, and I don't really care about these, so I can just throw them away if I get sick of them. Just even washing those is not that easy in this kind of bin. Maybe it's because of this where I have the water placement. Maybe if it was back here and I could use like the full like width of the sink, it'd be a lot easier. I'm kind of using it lengthwise, which I guess isn't super ideal. But yeah, like especially for this hot pot thingy, the pan down here, washing that's kind of a pain because it's so big. But everything else, it's been cloudy for the past like week or so, so my batteries have been kind of on the lower side. They've been struggling. So I haven't been able to cook as much. I've been able to cook like, because the sun has been coming out, but it's been super spotty. So I've just been cooking whenever the sun's out. And my batteries fill up pretty well. Right now it's at 23.6 volts. So that's almost full up. It's been pretty sunny the past couple days, so it's had a chance to kind of catch up. Yeah, the power consumption has been pretty good. It usually takes about half a day to charge up when nothing's running. Like 4 hours of sun is fine to get the batteries from empty to full. And empty is around like 18 to 19 volts up to 24. Since my batteries are nickel metal hydride or whatever they are, they don't go past, it's a 6S system, and I think the voltage on there is like 4.15 because they're degraded, so I don't, they don't recommend charging them up all the way, because I think the max voltage is I think 4.2 or 4.3 volts in a 6S system. So what is that, like 25.2 if they were new? But since I got them out of a Fiat 500e or whatever electric car battery, they're only rated at like 24.2 volts because of degradation. So I just charge them up to 24 just to be safe. And so the range is pretty limited as far as my power goes. I can only use from 24 down to about like 19, I would say, before my inverter pretty much just powers off to be safe. And then my 12 volt can still run, but like the floor is around, I think around 18 volts is the absolute floor I would be willing to go to. The battery can discharge more than that, but just to like keep it, because there's like a sharp cutoff or a decline in battery life if you like power it down too far. So yeah, the battery's been struggling a little bit because it's been cloudy, but I guess that's to be expected in any system unless I had a huge like amp hour battery bank. But so I might be looking at upgrading at some point to lithium what is it, lithium phosphate batteries, because those voltages are more in line with like regular batteries. Like a 12 volt, those will charge up to like 13.8, I believe, because they're 3.2 volts each. Is that how it works? Or is it 3 point, yeah, it might be 3.2, something like that. So 4 of them, I guess it's 12.8 volts. Yeah, not 13.8, sorry. It's been a while since I looked at batteries, but in a 24 volt system, 12.8 would be what, 25.6. So I would have like an extra volt up there, just extra battery life. Voltage doesn't really matter. You can't really like calculate how much time it'll last just based on voltage. But I have noticed that my fridge eats about a volt. I go down about a volt after overnight. So having an extra volt would just, that would power the fridge basically all day. And then the rest of the power I could use to cook or whatever I'm doing. The little cooking thingy here that sucks up about 1300 watts or whatever per hour. So I cook for about maybe half an hour. So 650 watts, that's like a quarter of my battery life. You know what I mean? So it sucks it out pretty fast. And especially if I'm cooking rice, using my rice cooker as well or whatever, because I'm Asian, I need rice. Like I can't function without it. It's just a joke. It does give me superpowers though. And yeah, so other than that, I haven't really done a whole lot. I did start putting up this installation I had left over from the floor, which I was planning to do anyway. And I found some like vinyl, quilted vinyl something that's made for like car interiors, and I thought that would look pretty nice. So I'm probably gonna get some of that. It's kind of expensive though, so I'll probably wait on that. I've been a little bit low on funds, so I haven't been able to really like do a whole lot on the van as far as like making it, look nicer or whatever. I definitely decided to remake this in aluminum as soon as I can. That means I have to buy a TIG welder, and that's a big chunk of money. With aluminum, it would be a lot easier to just weld in some shelves, because I found out that that's kind of important. Like I kind of need shelves. Right now, everything's just sort of sitting on the floor and in boxes and stuff. I haven't really organized it just because I'm still working on stuff, so I just have like tools and stuff kind of easily accessible. I did get this commercial grade cutting board that I cut in half, and it fits right there, and the other half is supposed to fit on top of this. But I think when I'm driving around, it's easier just to have this inside the sink. This little drain thing, because it's a steam pan that has holes in it. And it's easier to just do that. But this thing kind of slides around because it's not it's not held down by anything. But whatever, it's a piece of plastic. I don't care if it falls, and there's nothing on the floor to break if it falls on it. But yeah, that's been working out really well. This is like a food preparation surface, as well as like an eating. I just eat on here also, like a table. So that's been pretty useful, multiple use. And I put some hooks up there for my stuff. I have a cup and everything. And put the magnets over here to keep my knife. And this ottoman has been really useful to keep like my storage stuff. Here's my superpowers, the source of my power, and then some condiments and stuff, and some ramen. Yeah, you gotta have the ramen. But yeah, I'm gonna probably look to do this as soon as I can, remake that in aluminum. And I've been running out of water pretty frequently, so it's not that I don't have enough, I just don't really have a way to fill it like stealthily, carrying this around unless I go to a store, which I've been trying to avoid, and get water at the water things. I try to fill it at work. I have a water bottle that I use, my Nalgene. I don't know where it's at right now, but during my breaks I'll just kind of fill that up and then bring that in and then fill it up with the funnel. But it can only hold 64 ounces of water at a time, and I've been calculating it or just seeing how much I use, and I use about a gallon of water a day, and I only fill it up maybe three or four times a day, and I think that equals to just about a gallon. So it's been I've been scraping bottom because I started off with 0 obviously, and just filling it up as I go. And so I either need a bigger water bottle so I can fill this like more and have excess. I'd rather have too much than too little water. But yeah, maybe I might buy another one of these gallon containers, or like a 128 ounce water bottle. That would definitely probably work as far as keeping my water topped off. But yeah, it's just been kind of a minor setback. It's not really that big of a deal. I'll just get more water if I need it. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm probably gonna finish insulating. I'm missing this spot here, and in the front I'm not sure. I don't have enough material here to cover the front, I don't think, after I cover the back. I guess the living area is really the only place that needs to get covered. It would be nice to cover the front cab area just cause, I don't know, why not? But because I don't have enough of this stuff, I probably won't. But that's not too big of a deal. I'm out of sound deadener as well. I just need a little bit more back there. There's like a strip under the wing where the wing is mounted that adds 10 horsepower, but it's kind of bare. So to, all the downforce that wing's creating, I need to be able to like deaden that, all the noise that makes. So I'm missing a little bit. I think I might have a little bit left over. I might try to find it somewhere and then try to at least sound deaden this part of it. I might not have enough, and buying another box might be way too much. So I'm kind of torn as to what to do. I could just put in the vinyl quilted stuff that I was talking about and just slap it up there because I don't really care. It would be nice to have a quiet cab though. So the sound deadening will definitely help because there's a lot of wind noise coming from my wind passing over my solar panels and stuff. Yeah, so I do have like a lot of little things to finish. Like I should finish wiring the alarm, which I haven't done yet because I'm lazy. And the acoustic panels, I still have some in that bucket over there that I need to just slap somewhere. I got most of the areas covered, but I need to figure out what to do with the rest of those. There's only like 4 panels left, I think, so it's not that much. So I got to do that. And what else do I have here? Got the body work I can do. Oh, I got a lip for the van, like a body kit. So that should be pretty sick. Once I put that on, I need to drill holes for it and just screw it in. I'll probably clean it up at some point and maybe repaint it because it's really dirty. But yeah, we'll see. And then what else do I got? I think that's it for now. I know I haven't really done anything performance-wise on the van. So Dajiban really needs some hyper. It needs to be a high performance machine. You know what I mean? But I haven't really done anything to address that. So I am planning on a catback exhaust with like an N1 burnt tip, like a fat ass muffler, like a rice rocket or rice cannon. What is it called? What is it? I don't remember what it's called right now. But yeah, like a rice cannon. I wanted one on the back. So I'm probably gonna, buy some tubing and just, DIY weld that on there, which will be really stupid, but it'll add like 600 horsepower. And then maybe some eBay headers, even though they don't really make one for the van. And there's not a lot of space in the engine bay for sure for headers, but maybe I can like cut them or modify them somehow and make it worse than stock and like slap them on there just so, I have some street cred. And then maybe, I could like build out like a full exhaust system, maybe like a true dual, but then I'd have to get 2 burnt tip mufflers, and I don't know if that's rice enough. I think just 1 is good, is better than 2 rice mufflers. Although 2 rice mufflers, very interesting. I might have to reconsider my options. But yeah, maybe doing like an X pipe or something because I've never done that. So that might be fun, but that would require me to get 2 catalytic converters, which I don't want to do, and there's only 1 sensor, so that might be really difficult. So and I'd have to buy a new catalytic converter if I want to do a full exhaust system, because the stock one's super restrictive. I think it's only like 2.5 inch, so I would want to buy like a 3 or 4 inch one. I know Jegs sells some. I've seen them. I don't know if they're legal in California, so I'll have to kind of look into that because I want to be able to pass smog. Still, I don't want to have to like put it back to how it was and do all that nonsense. It's a lot of work that I don't want to do because I'm lazy. And also, I am planning on buying the Excel. I've heard good things about the Excel tune-up kit or something. It's plugs and wires and new rotor assembly and something else in there, and maybe like a cold air intake, maybe. And then maybe on down the line, if I get real ballsy, I could maybe try to add a turbo, like a rear mount turbo, because I think that would be kind of fun. And because there's not a lot of space under the hood to put a turbo, but in the back under the car I could definitely fit one there. So why not? Like, this thing's stupid anyway, so might as well do the stupidest thing and put a rear mount turbo on this thing. I think that'd be great. Except I would probably have to upgrade my drive shaft since mine is scored from being an idiot basically. I mean, it's been working fine so far, but you know, throw like 100 more horses or whatever at this. Actually, I probably would only gain like 50 horses, honestly. Because even if I did 5 pounds of boost, 5 or 6 pounds of boost, it would probably only give me like 40 or 50 horsepower. So I don't even know if that's worth it. But just for the lols, it would definitely be worth it. So yeah, I don't know. That'd be something like definitely like far into the future. I would probably start with like a cold air and the exhaust first, and then I would have to do a full exhaust system at some point in order to even accommodate the turbo. I guess I could do it on the stock system. I've heard that rear mounts do work on just stock stuff. You just slap a turbo on there, or like just send it. Who cares, right? So yeah, I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the funds are just kind of low right now. So it's been like play funds, you know. So I'm gonna have to like kind of save up, and so there might not be much content as far as like doing stuff to the van. I do have some other projects I'm working on, so maybe I'll just switch over and work on those because I do have parts and stuff for that. The other project that I have, and I should probably finish that up anyway. So, but yeah, we'll see. It's been kind of cold, and I hate working in the cold and when it's cloudy and stuff, and it's been kind of rainy, so that also was a factor. But once it you know, starts being sunny again and gets a little warmer, then yeah, I'll try to do some more work and create more content for you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, watch out for the next video where I'll be doing exciting bodywork that adds, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 horsepower because aerodynamics, you know, and it'll look sweet too, also, because I'll try to add the lip and straighten all the body panels out by welding them. All right.